What's up, y'all? So right now I'm at this event in Milan where Earthling Ed is coming to talk about his new book that he just launched here in Italian. And yeah, I came to see, well, obviously came to see him, but then I want to see if I can even talk to him, maybe get him for an interview, get some of his thoughts. So we'll see. But cool, I'm excited to be here. Let's see what happens.
Buongiorno, benvenuti, benvenute a questo evento.
That's my favorite. I love meeting people. I love talking to people. That's why I do it the most. For me, it soothes my soul because, funnily enough, the more I speak to people, the more hope I have. Because what they do well is mobilize in the EU, and we need to be able to match that through our voices, through our numbers, and through our influence. And then political change can happen practically as well. So it's a number of different things.
Thank you. So,
All right, y'all. So it was an amazing speech, honestly. I had an amazing time listening to him. I didn't get the chance to get an interview with him, but like I said, I was able to speak to him and I just felt so invigorated by everything he was saying. Like I said, inspired, really agree with so many of his takes. And yeah, it just kind of reminds me how, I don't know, it just kind of feels like good to have him on our side, I guess. But yeah, I'm gonna be going to the book signing tomorrow, so maybe that's like part 2 of this journey. Because I did ask him for the interview and he said he was just too tired, which makes sense. He was talking to a lot of people and just got interviewed by the presenter. So maybe tomorrow, and if not, it's all good. I'm just happy that I got to see him. All right, hello, sound check. Hello? I just do not want the sound to like fail on me. Hello. All right, what is up, everybody? So today we're joined here by Ed Winters.
Yes, hi, nice to see you.
Nice to see you too. I'm like shaking over here. How are you so calm?
Well, I suppose it's much easier for me than you coming into a different environment and such. So no, it's good.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for sitting with me and awesome book.
Thank you.
Welcome to Milan.
Yes.
I'm not really one to be welcoming. I just got here myself, but
Well, it's nice to be here. Thanks for coming along. Thanks for coming to the events and showing your support.
see, he's so humble, y'all. Like, he's the nicest guy. Nah, but yeah, no, seriously. Obviously, the pleasure. The pleasure's mine. And yeah. So, anyways, let's get down to the down and dirty, the questions.
Yeah.
So, my first question for you is: so you've done a lot of traveling for promoting your book, but also just for your videos. You know, you've done Texas, which you like to. I'm from Texas, so he always makes fun of people in Texas, since I have a bone to pick with them. Is that even vegan? But anyways.
A vegan bone.
Yeah, I have a vegan bone.
Yeah.
One of those chicken ones. But anyways, so a lot of people ask me personally, like, if it's too hard to be vegan sometimes or in different cities. So my question for you is, throughout your traveling, have you ever found it too hard to be vegan?
No, not too hard to be vegan. There are places where it's harder than others.
Yeah.
Probably Switzerland was the trickiest place I've been.
Okay.
I remember I did a talk at some schools, and the people who organised the talk at the school, the teacher there said, lunch is on us, come down to the cafeteria, you can have some lunch. I'm like, brilliant, that's very kind. I go down to the cafeteria, I'm looking at what's available. There's not a lot, but there's some vegetables. I'm thinking, okay, vegetables, right, we can make this work. And then I'm told, oh, the vegetables are cooked in butter. So I had some quinoa, and that was about it, which was fine. Obviously, it's good, but it reinforced to me that wow, even if you can't eat vegetables,
Yeah.
then you're struggling. So
Yeah.
it's never been too hard. But of course, there are some areas where it's far easier than others.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel you. I was in Switzerland recently, and they had like the oldest vegetarian restaurant in the world. I was a little bit nervous because it was like vegetarian, but hey, they came and they delivered. It was actually like 80% vegan anyway. So
Great. Yeah, there is some good places in Zurich,
Yeah.
especially, and Geneva. But I think it's when you get out of it into some of those probably countryside areas in Switzerland where I think it's going to be an awful lot harder, probably.
a little bit more challenging.
But what I always say to people is, if you have access to a supermarket, you can make it work. You might not have a huge selection, but if you can get to a supermarket, you can make it work. And even in restaurants,
Right.
you can probably customize something.
Yeah.
Remove this, pizza without cheese, or whatever it might be. It might not be the most glamorous meal you'll ever have,
Yeah.
but even in some of those harder places, you can make it work.
yeah, you're not always posting the food on Instagram, but
Yes, exactly. Yeah, it's not IG worthy, is it? But it'll do the trick.
great. So thanks. So my next question is, what's the biggest myth about veganism that you want to debunk?
Gosh, there's so many. I think probably the most obvious one is the health side of things. People are so keen to either talk down veganism from a health perspective, or you'll be malnourished, you'll have all these things happen, or they speak too highly of animal products, or red meat's their superfood, and you need animal protein and animal fat. So the health thing, because I guess it works both ways. People say veganism is very bad and eating meat is very good, and the opposite is true. Obviously, when you eat a healthy plant-based diet, that is. The ethical stuff. So much lying, advertisements, propaganda, TV commercials, the language we use to describe the process of farming and harming animals. There is a lot of there's many myths that need debunking, and then the environmental stuff. My goodness, nowadays it's all regenerative grass-fed beef, which is a load of rubbish. So I wish it was as easy as just picking one, but we've got many myths that we need to debunk.
There's too many.
Too many.
So you're telling me my grass-fed beef isn't going to help the planet?
Yeah, surprisingly, no. Can you believe it? And it's also not good for your heart either, surprisingly.
Who would have guessed?
I know, exactly. If only there was like an abundance of scientific research out there, right? And then we'd at least have known.
It's funny because like I figured that if you fed cows 20 times what we needed to feed, I feel like it would eventually work out. Yeah, I mean, the numbers.
Yeah, so exactly. I have a theory which is the more you give to cows, the more efficient it becomes. Right? That's what we're told.
I think that's how it works.
The more land you give to animal farming, the better it is. Something like that, right?
Exactly. And of course, it's a superfood, so I mean, it's worth it.
Exactly. It's a small price to pay.
Exactly.
Animal slaughter and destruction.
Exactly. Our imminent demise.
Yes, exactly.
Cool. And so the last question I have for you is, what do you see as the biggest blocker for getting collectively to a vegan world? Got that in one take. Damn.
That was good. I mean, I suppose it links somewhat to what you mentioned previously. Myths, misinformation. I don't think that it's necessarily that people don't agree with the principles of veganism. I think most people do, but they have an issue whereby they're not told the truth. And so it's easy to kind of hide behind these lies, or to not have all the information we need to make these conscious choices. So I think probably it is these myths. I think if we had a level playing field, and we weren't having to go up against these huge industries of all of their money and all of their political power and all of their deception, I think it would be far easier, but we're not on a level playing field. We have all of this evidence, all of this research, all of the ethical side of it, but we're not just trying to appeal to people rationally. We've got this emotion and these biases and these cultural norms that are perpetuated, and so it becomes really complex. So I think probably it's just all this misinformation. If people would just have it laid out to them simply and irrefutably, then I think that would be the trick, wouldn't it? I mean, it seems obvious to say that, but it's true. If it was just there for people and they didn't have to cut through all this BS and they weren't being lied to every time they opened up Instagram and saw, Podcast Bro or whatever, it would be far, far easier for us to do the important work that we need to do.
I totally agree. Yeah, like a lot of the time, it's the first time when I talk to someone about like the environmental stuff. It's like the first time they hear that. You don't have to say BS, by the way. You can curse here. I'm just kidding. I'm trying to get Ed to curse on my channel.
Darn it.
There we go. Well, I guess I'm not getting monetized on this one.
I'd say it's gone too far.
Anyways, Ed, thank you so much. I hope you enjoy the rest of your time in Italy, and it was a pleasure to talk to you.
Likewise. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your time in Italy as well.
Thank you. Grazie mille.
Grazie mille, yeah.
There you go. Prego. All right, thank you so much, Ed.
You're welcome. Thank you, Danish.
Oh, you said my name.
I did, I got it.
Sweet. All right, y'all. Well, thank you so much for watching. And if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. I put this little montage together so you could see what the channel's about. And a huge shout out to all my members and patrons who help make interviews like these possible. And if you want to support the channel so that I can keep putting out content, you can do so for just $1 a month, and exclusive content sometimes for members who give over $5. So as always, don't forget to eat your legumes, take your B12 supplement, and I'll see you all in the next one.